Welcome, everybody. Rich Wildman here. Glad to have you join us today. It is 2016. It's a new year. MSI has taken on a new look on the website if you visited. But we do have some business from last year that we need to take care of before we get into that whole new year and the new way of doing things. So what I want to do right now is, first of all, welcome everybody to our award show for our 2015 awards. I want to introduce to you our panelists who are joining us again today. We have joining us all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, Andrea Bensmiller. Andrea, hello and welcome back in the new year. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, everybody.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah.
Did you get anything good for Christmas?
Christmas. Yeah. You know, it was kind of simple, but, you know, we do I don't know, we're a big cash family. It's very unsentimental, but we kind of do, here's your cash for this Christmas.
Yeah, that's okay. It just makes sure, it ensures that you get something you like.
Exactly. That's the point. We've stopped buying things that are pointless for each other. So.
Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Did you have a good New Year then, I suppose I should ask?
Yeah, New Year was great. I went to one of the local casinos where they were having kind of a New Year's bash, and it was really cool. You know, the DJ was good, the music was good. It was like a mix of all kinds of music from all different decades, and it was a great group of people, so it was a lot of fun.
Now, the unfortunate thing is, in the new year, neither you or I are the newest billionaire on the planet. Neither you or I won Powerball, I guess.
I suppose you'd have to try.
Yeah, that's true. I guess there is
that. Yeah, so that took me right out of the running anyway. So
yeah, me too. I thought they just might pick my name out of a bag, but I guess not. It's not quite how it works.
No, there's like a minimum amount of ambition you have to have, I think, and yeah, I didn't have it, so.
I don't blame you.
But you know, there's no lottery in Vegas.
There isn't. Well, I guess
in Nevada, because that would take out, you know, revenue from the casinos. So we don't have a Powerball or a lottery of any kind here, which means you have to actually drive to California, you know, to get your ticket, and that is way too much work on my end. So.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. All right, Andrea, thanks for being here. It's great to see you again, and want to go over across the pond now to the English Riviera, Brighton. Am I pronouncing that correctly, James? Brighton?
Oh, actually.
You moved, right?
Yeah, in October. So I've just moved to a new secret laboratory.
So is this first of all, welcome back. Happy 2016 to you, and a Happy New Year as well.
Thank you, and a Happy New Year to you too, and to all of our listeners. It's nice to be back
now
after a short break.
You moved in October, and is this the new place with the place for the yacht to dock at? Is that what we're talking about now, or is this some other place?
Well, let's say it's within driving distance. I like to keep everything pretty secret. This isn't my official registered address either.
Oh.
Like to be low. But like Andrew, I like cash over Christmas, especially in used notes.
Untraceable, of course. Now, let me ask you then, how was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was very nice actually. Not as booze fueled as prior years, but it was good. Nice family affair with.
Now, of course, before the show, we were talking about various forms of dementia, and now that you mentioned that your Christmas was not or New Year's was not nearly as booze fueled as previous years, is that maybe because you just don't remember it?
Normally, I drink so much that I can't remember Christmas, but this year I can actually remember it. So maybe it's a kind of reverse dementia process that's happening here, or maybe it's related.
Well, that's good. At least you have some memories to look fondly back upon in your old age.
Indeed. Especially now, the big 3-0.
Oh, the big 3-0. Did you just recently celebrate a new birthday?
I certainly did, on the 7th of January.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Of course, you know it's all downhill from there.
That's exactly what I was saying on the day.
Well, I think, seriously, wish I were 30 again. If I knew then what I know now, that's all I can say. All right. Thanks for being here, James. Always great to see you as well. And up in London proper, you can actually hear the airplanes out the window. It's Mr. Ian Husbands. Hey, Ian, how are you, sir?
What? Yeah, I'm good. We've had snow, man. It lasted all of about 2 hours before it thawed and moved on. And the whole world,
was the
whole
snow
world
over Christmas or not?
No, it was last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of interesting. So, now I suppose I should ask this because I don't know anything about the weather patterns in England other than the fact that stereotypically it rains all the time. Is it normal or not normal for you guys in London to get snow in the winter or what?
It depends on the year, really. I mean, we didn't have any last year, but the 2 years before that, we had some quite severe snow. So no, it's nothing unusual for us to get snow at all. It's just we don't adapt. Because we don't get it regularly enough, we don't spend money on infrastructure for snow. So what we do instead is we just close our doors and put the kettle on.
So I figure, so what you're saying is it's kind of like Alabama and winter in that regard. You're not really
Having never been to Alabama.
Well, let me give you an example. In Alabama, they're not used to snow either. It snows there maybe once every 10 or 20 years. And then you get maybe a quarter inch to a half inch of snow, and it's gone before noon.
No, it snows a lot more in this country than that. We still can't adapt to it. That's all.
Okay.
We're just useless.
You said it, I didn't. Okay. So, how was Christmas? Everything go well on Christmas?
It was chilled, actually. Yeah, very nice. Spent a lot of time with the kids and family and out and about doing stuff. And then it was back to work with a bump.
And that bump was called New Year's or a different bump we're talking about?
It's just called returning to work after 10 days holiday. It's never nice.
So New Year's went well then, I take it as well.
New Year was quiet, actually. I didn't have any gigs on this year, which was quite nice. So the missus and I sat here and went through a bottle of wine and watched the fireworks at 12 o'clock and then went to bed.
So now, you're not of the age yet, I guess, to where you go to bed and call it, say, screw it, I'm not going to stay up for the New Year. You actually stayed up for the New Year.
I refuse to let myself be of that age, ever.
We'll meet back here again in 10 years and see if you feel the same way. Now, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I can say fairly safely that, like 5 years ago, I got to the point where I said, screw this, I'm just going to go to bed. I'll read about it in the papers tomorrow.
That's hardly celebrating. I mean, we don't celebrate often these days. You've got birthdays, Christmas, New Year, Easter, if you're that way inclined. So I believe in celebrating these little things, but, these little marking points in the year. So yeah, the least you can do is stay up.
Or you could say that noon is your new midnight and celebrate at noon.
Yeah, you can't really see the photographs at midday, though, can you? Sorry, the fireworks, not the photographs.
I suppose that's the case. James, were you wanting to jump in there, or Andrea?
You're really trying to rewrite the rules for this, aren't you?
You can't blame a guy for trying.
Are you going to have a lot of other people with you at noon?
No.
On New Year's Eve, actually. New Year's Eve it'd have to be, right?
The actuality of it is, with today's technology, I can take as many pictures as I want and put as many people in them as I want, whether or not I know them at all. So
well, that would be true, I guess. Yeah, you could create an online fake party.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good. All right,
I'll tell you what, right? It must be really cool being you.
Why is that?
All those fake friends you've got, all those early nights you have.
And most of them, believe it or not, are on social media. All those fake friends I have. You know, it's really amazing how much work you can get done when you have a lot of free time on your hands and multitudes of social media accounts.
Well, just to prove that some of us do actually have friends, I've got a whole entourage of naked people in my front room. Right at this very moment.
I want to hear them all cheer just to verify that they're real.
All right, after three, everyone. 3, 2, 1. You see, I wasn't joking.
Wow.
I won't put the camera on.
You know, it sounds like you have Monty Python's, you know, and there was much rejoicing. Yeah, you know.
Why are they naked?
That's a good point. A good question, Ian. I'm glad Ian brought that up. Why is everyone naked?
Just creates a bit of radio mystique, a little bit of creative thinking for the listener to sort of lure them in to use their imagination a bit.
So I was kind of hoping it was something a little bit more nefarious than that, but. All right.
What was that little comment in the background?
I think. Oh yeah, somebody likes the word nefarious, Nicola.
As I said when we started this show, we do have some unfinished business from 2015 that we need to get done today. And that unfinished business has to do with our 2015 Artist of the Year and Panelist of the Year award that we need to hand out to those groups. And
well, we all know that it should be Ian. Ian should be the panelist of the year.
Everybody agrees with that except me, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think that maybe we could start a different show and have Ian win all the prizes.
I like the sound of that, to be honest, you know.
I'm just throwing ideas out there, you know, something to make you happy and smile.
Just so I'd like to win something, you know. It's, 5 years of doing this show, and I've never won a single panelist award, not even a band award, and I've submitted music.
You have won some of the quiz contests and stuff like that we've had on the show.
Did I? Did I win one?
I assume you had, because I'm not smart enough to win any of that stuff.
No, and you won one by cheating.
That's what I say. I have to resort to cheating to win, but you can win fair and square. So, but
there we go.
But we do have 2 awards we need to give away today. You know, even though Ian can't win them all, we're going to make sure someone does win today. And what I'd like to do is I would like to talk about these awards and the artists and panelists who were up for the awards. So let me get everybody's take. First of all, rather than talk about everybody, I want to narrow it down to the top 3 vote getters in each category. Because, you know, honestly, we just don't have the time to talk about everybody, unfortunately. So, in our panelist of the year, our top 3 vote getters in no particular order were Tom Chianti, Rob Puricelli, and Suzy Chase. Now, Suzy Chase, for those who remember, was an Artist of the Year recipient back in 2013. Tom Chianti was an in-house panelist for a number of years on the broadcast itself. And Rob Puricelli is our Fairlight guru. He knows more about Fairlight than I think anybody on the planet beside the guy who invented it. So, going back and remembering when they came on the show with us, your thoughts on any one of these contenders, and who do you hope wins, guys?
Well, I always vote for the woman.
That's sexist.
That makes sense.
It is sexist. I know. Sorry. I try to provide a little balance to the world, you know. But
Wait. Balance to the world by being sexist? I don't get that.
Well, you do realize that the world is actually very sexist on
Right?
the other side, you know. So,
But
especially in music.
But you're just
and-
saying it's okay to be sexist and choose the woman.
Well,
And
No.
guys will be
I'm
sexist
saying-
and choose the woman.
no, they won't.
I'm sorry. Think about this for a second, and no offense to anybody here, but think about this. Suzy Chase, Tom Chianti, Rob Puricelli. Okay? Think
Yeah.
about that 1 second and tell me that you're not going to choose the gal.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking as a guy. Would guys not choose the gal when you consider that lineup and actually think about it?
No, but you see, because I think that is a very sexist comment, Richard. I would vote for the person who was more suitable based on their guest presence over the course of the MSI show, not just on their stunning good looks that Rob and Tom obviously lack.
So what you're telling me is we actually have to vote based on a real criteria that has to do with the show.
That is the idea, Rich.
Ah,
yes.
I didn't
because we
realize.
like the look of them.
I didn't realize that. Okay, my
Well,
Yeah, I think-
you know that I like Tom and Rob very, very much. I find them both very charming. I
think
would
that was
never
easily the
choose any.
What was that, James?
I have a feeling that Tom could be one of the contenders for the sexiest panelists.
That's a possibility under the right
Maybe.
circumstances, yeah.
James, you need to start taking your meds again, mate.
You know, honestly, if I really have to choose everybody based on, you know, I don't know what I would pick as the criteria, like what they know about music or whether they are super charming or whether they're particularly good at going over time, because that would be Tommy for sure. But so yeah, I don't know. This would be actually really a tough choice. Truthfully, I'm joking about the picking a woman, unless she's running for president, and then you know.
Well, guess we know who you're voting for then. All right, James, what do you think? And no, you can't say somebody has to be naked to win, because Tom would win hands down. He used to do the show without pants.
Dancing activity in my room. This is quite bizarre. I reckon that given Tom's been on the show many a time and Susie's won before, I think Rob should stand a good chance. So he certainly brings a lot to the show every time, as do all of our panelists.
Makes sense. That makes sense. And Ian, your thoughts on this one?
I don't get into this conversation, as you know. A lot of the guests that have appeared in the show are personal friends, and I'd like to keep it that way. So they all deserve Panelist of the Year.
Very diplomatic thing of you to say.
I thought you were going to say that you deserved it.
Well, that's besides me. Seeing as Rich doesn't like the fact that I'm good and deserve it, that we have to give it to someone else, you know.
You know, I'm just saying, you know, you are part of the show, and if we gave it to you, we'd get the everybody out there in the world would accuse us of rigging the vote.
Yeah, and the problem with this is
that they would accuse us of rigging the vote. I'm just, that would not be a good thing.
Where's the problem here?
Well, you know, do you remember a game show back in the 50s and 60s called the $64,000 question? Where they actually,
I wasn't born.
It was rigged, and, you know, the contestants knew, at least one contestant knew the answers before the show even began. You don't remember that?
I wasn't born then, Rich.
I saw the movie.
Okay, well, there you go. That's the kind. It's basically. Ian, let me put it in terms. It's a world of hurt. We don't want a world of hurt.
I didn't join this show to learn a lesson, you know.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Now, I honestly think that of the top three contestants, I think any of them, I'll agree with James and Andrea, I think any of them could win. Ian, you said virtually the same thing, so in essence, I'm agreeing with you too, except for the fact that you can't win. I think any of them could win, and I'm looking forward to finding out who actually won the vote. And the thing I like best about it is that everybody who listens to the show makes the decision, that we have no hand in the decision at all. That's my favorite part.
Unless we voted. And then we did.
Well, I know you didn't vote because I didn't see your name.
I voted once or twice.
Well, did you wrote your own name in?
No, I couldn't vote for me because you didn't put me on there.
Ah, okay. So it was a secret ballot thing you did. All
Yeah.
right. All right, how about the Artist of the Year? Let's talk about them. And as we do, what I'd like to do is take the opportunity to play a snippet of each of their songs, so we can remind everybody listening to the show the songs that each artist submitted, and just kind of remind them of who they are and what they sound like. So first of all, let's talk about Pedwell. Pedwell, otherwise known as Pedwell Rock, had a track that he submitted in 2015 called Get That Thing, which was a real pop song, basically. It was a real happening pop song. I really enjoyed it. Kind of reminded me of some Bruno Mars stuff with a little bit more edge to it, I guess. And let's take a listen to about 10 or 15 seconds of it, and we'll do that right here, and we'll come back and talk to our panelists about Pedwell.
You grab the bull by the horns and don't make no excuse. Quitting that 9 to 5 and still getting paid.
Andrea, James, and Ian, your thoughts? Anybody in particular? Just jump right in. Pedwell and Get That Thing after hearing it again.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to jump in if you want.
Go ahead, James.
Thank you. Yeah, this one I was really impressed with. I listened to all of the submissions on monitors as soon as they went up on the website, and this one actually really stood out for me. I can remember listening to it on the show, on the cans, and I think I can't remember rightly, but I think I was critical about a couple of things. But it's really nice to have the opportunity to listen to it on your proper monitor speakers and hear it as it should be heard. Because let's face it, proper music lovers don't always listen on headphones. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really, really enjoyed it.
Excellent point to make out about the headphones as well. Ed and Andrea?
Well, from my point of view, again, listening back to all these tracks, they're here for a reason because they got through our hit list process. So we really have got the best of the best up against each other. And there's, again, as James was saying, I've listened to all of the tracks and, there's not a lot separating any of them, really. So, one great track to start the show with.
All right, fair enough. And Andrea?
Yeah, I completely agree. The level, I remember when I started on the show and I thought, listening through some of the tracks, there's a lot to say about them. And I think we kind of used to go on and on and on because there were, frankly, some tracks that really needed lots of work. And now, you're seeing these tracks that are just, they're ready, they're professional, people have really poured a lot of their heart and soul into them and a lot of resources, and it really shows, so it's just gotten to a level where I have so much respect for these indie bands who are, turning out such great stuff.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. One of the things that always has amazed me about the music we get into MSI and how everything pans out towards the Artist of the Year at the end of the year is virtually everyone in the audience gets it right regardless of what songs are in there. The cream of the crop is always chosen as the Artist of the Year. I think that goes without saying. It happens every year that we've had this contest.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Let's talk about Daze of Dawn and their track. Their track was called Falling in Love, and let's do that after we hear just a little bit of it right now. That was Daze of Dawn, Falling in Love. Does anybody have any memories and any thoughts they'd like to bring up on this song?
Again, not a lot to say. I mean, you know, we're sitting here with all good tracks. They all stand out on their own. I think, you know, what really is going to show us our winner this year, from obviously not from a panelist point of view, is just how much support these bands have got. And that's what we're going to see shining through on the winner, is how much of a fan base they've got. And that's an important part of all of this. So, you know, you can have the greatest piece of music, but if no one's listening to it, it's not important.
That's a real good point to make. Andrea?
This one, I really like the guitar work on this one. You know, there's really something to be said when you have a band that's done their homework in terms of tones, and when they record them, really trying to get that nice, you know, meaty sound. And this was one of those tracks, like, really has that. And that's something I really appreciate. So.
All right, very cool. And over to James and the Naked James, let me ask you something about your Naked Entourage. They understand they understand it's winter, right?
Well, it's so warm in here that all the clothes are on the floor.
All right, yep, fair enough.
That's only because you turned the heating up to make sure that happened.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to remember that next party I throw. All right, James, Days of Dawn. What do you think?
Days of Dawn. I think I've got really high hopes for them because, as Andrea said, they really focused on their guitar tones and equalizations. And back in the day when I used to record more bands, that's one of the main things I used to focus on was the guitar tone, and that's something that really comes across in this track. And I think it's a key element to focus on because it's such a lead instrument, and it's important in the genre. You really do need to get it right and have a good understanding of what frequencies cut through. So I think I'm really torn with all of the submissions. It's very difficult. And there's a lot of people that didn't get through that are worth a mention, like Phono, Emergency Talk, one of my favourite band names, and Fourth Ward Afro Klezmer Orchestra, who I don't think they actually got through in the hit list sections. But yeah, there's so many amazing submissions this past year. But I think Days of Dawn stand a very good chance.
All right, absolutely, I agree with you, and I thank you for that information. And all right, so let's kind of figure out where we're standing here. We got one more nominee that we're going to take a quick listen to here. And this is from a group called Waking Ugly, and the name of this track is called Zombies. Let's take a quick listen to it just to remind everybody. We'll come back and discuss a little bit. Here it Waking Ugly and Zombies. Anybody want to jump in on this one before we get to the part where we announce our winners for Panelist of the Year?
I really like the girls.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
Go first.
I really like the girl's voice on this. She's got a fantastic voice, and I've got a very well recorded track with a very commercial vibe to it. And if I remember rightly, this was our Halloween week winner, and it was called Zombies, which was really appropriate.
Yeah, that was one of the things that kind of worked out kind of strange this year. We had a number of shows that kind of turned out to be themed shows, even though it wasn't intended, and this was one of them. James, you were going to say?
Yeah, I think Ian was pretty much coming from where I was coming from here, and the vocal on this track is just screaming out at you, sort of commercial success. This is very well done. Really good female vocal going on there. Very strong. So, but again, I'm really confused as to who's gonna get through, because there's so many strong tracks here. But it really wouldn't surprise me if Waking Ugly picked the post.
All right, well, we'll find out in just a little bit. Andrea, did you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I like the girl's voice on this track too. And the other thing about it, I think that really works is it's a really well constructed pop track. The production is well done. There's lots of interesting entrances and it's kind of the, when people are looking for the solution to, why people don't listen to their music or how you make something really popular. This track is kind of like the perfect example of how to do that well. It sounds good. It's well produced. It's a catchy tune. It's interesting. The sounds are there. And then on top of it, you got a really great vocalist. And, those are the things that really push people forward. So I think this is a really, really, really good, solid piece of work.
All right, very good. I appreciate that. Now, before we get into making our announcements as to the award winners, I want to remind everybody that coming up in 2016, MSI is going to be doing something a little different than what we've done the past 5 years. The past 5 years, we've asked artists to submit their music so that our panel could provide in-depth reviews after listening to the song one time live on the broadcast. In 2016, we're kind of changing things around and broadening the scope a little bit. What we'd like for you to do is we'd like for you to submit your music video selection, and we want to make sure that regardless of whether you're on YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, wherever you happen to be, that you submit that video link to us on our website. And what we'll do is we'll review your video. The music content, the video content, the whole 9 yards will be under review for the new year. We call that revision, and we're going to revision music videos and how they're reviewed. All right, Ian, James, Andrea, anything to add for 2016 before we get into the award announcements?
Not really. Looking forward to getting the revision under the way. It's taking a bit more time than we thought, but we want to make sure we get it right so we're not just sort of coming at it sort of half-assed. So bear with us, and hopefully we'll have a nice, good show for you coming up soon.
All right. Well, let's start out things with our panelist of the year. Our panelist of the year, as I mentioned earlier, the top 3 vote getters were in no particular order: Tom Chianti, Suzy Chase, and Rob Puricelli, with 10% of the vote coming in at position number 3 is Miss Suzy Chase. 24% of the vote, Mr. Tom Chianti, which means our panelist of the year is Mr. Fairlight Guru himself, Rob Puricelli, and we congratulate Rob. Very cool.
Congratulations,
Awesome.
Rob.
Yeah, that's great.
Unfortunately, I think Tom is now going to cry in a closet. He's done
Well, as long as he closes the door, so we don't have to hear him.
again, yeah. Okay.
Tommy bounces back quickly.
He does. He does. He's plush. I'm referring to his beard, by the way. Plush. All right. We have one more award to do, and that is our Artist of the Year, the coveted Artist of the Year award. In third place, 14% of the vote with a rock song. It's Daze of Dawn. Congratulations to them for coming in third place. In second place,
Yeah.
with a pop song called Get That Thing, I just like saying that. It's Pedwell. Pedwell in second place. And of course, in first place, 47% of the vote with their track Zombies. It's Waking Ugly as our Artist of the Year.
You and me, everybody else we see have all we need, because it's all just come from greed. Our friends, they say we're not supposed to live that way, but we don't care, even if it's not that fair. We go around again, up and down, and then we go around again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Like zombies, we never seen a day that really seem okay. Keep going until there's no more play. Is this the only way? When was the last time that you saw the sunshine play against your hair? We go round again, round and round and then. So it's true, we haven't even got a clue. Spend what we make, don't save a cent for goodness sake. See, no, the ads ain't gotta have the latest fad, so hey, buy it now and pay for it no matter how. We go round again, up and down, and then we go round again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Like zombies, we never seen a day that really seem okay. Keep going until there's no more play. Is this the only way? When was the last time that you saw the sunshine play against your hair? We go round again, round and round and then. Stop the coffee, stop the cake, stop the lunch, I think I'm overweight. Stop the coffee, stop the cake, stop the lunch, I think I'm overweight. Stop the coffee, stop the cake, stop the lunch, I think I'm overweight. Now my clothes are all too small, must go back to the shopping mall. Like zombies, we never seen a day that really seem okay. Keep going until there's no more pay. Is this the only way? When was the last time that you saw the sunshine play against your hair? We go around again, we go around again, we go around again, and 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 again.
Congratulations to Waking Ugly.
Yeah. Well done.
Congratulations, Waking Ugly.
Now, I was really, really surprised and happy to see that.
Band going
Well-
places.
Everybody's got a lot of work to do out there. If you're an indie artist, no matter where you're at in the world, revision it in 2016. Submit your video on MSI's website. It's musicsceneinvestigation.com. You'll see a submit video link there. You can submit your video, and chances are we'll review it. So make sure you get to it in 2016. James, Ian, Andrea, closing thoughts on the awards show?
I'd like to say thank you to my mum and dad, to my sister for putting up with me as a child.
You realize you did not win, right?
All right,
Just
sorry.
saying.
Sorry.
I mean, we go through this every year, but I'm just, kind of hoping
All right.
it sticks.
All right, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who submitted music to MSI over the years. I'd like to say thank you to all our guests who have been present and correct on the show on a Sunday, even if they couldn't pick the right songs or listen to the right tracks over the course of the years. And thanks to Rich and to Andrea and to James and to Tommy for all their years of hard work and service to the MSI cause.
Well said. Well said. James and Andrea?
Well, I'd like to echo that as well. I'd like to say my thanks to everybody that's taken part. It's been an absolute pleasure what we've been doing over the past however many years. I know I've only been a panelist for a short period, but I've certainly witnessed a lot of great and some not so great music. And it's really been quite a laugh, especially the pre-show ambles and the post-show stuff. It's been fantastic.
I don't know what your post-show is going to be like tonight.
We might make a video of it.
Something on YouTube. All right, Andrea?
Well, I've always been really grateful to be a part of this, and I've learned a lot doing it with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great to see artists getting better and to help them get better over the years. And so I'm really happy to have been a part of this first version of MSI, and I'm even more excited about going forward this year and going into video and seeing about that whole world and taking this in a completely different direction. I think it's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to a year filled with great music videos and some fun and excitement there. So thank you, and please keep sending stuff our way so we can make this next year, this very, very vivid launch of this new idea.
All right, excellent. Well said, all. I appreciate that. Again, thanks to everybody out there for submitting your music over the years. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Certainly hope you join us. Participate by sending your videos, musicsceneinvestigation.com.